The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
It's Monday. It is not Victory Monday.
Let's go.
Let's go. This is Kurt Daniels sitting in the big boy chair. Shannon, our fearless leader, was so upset.
Yeah.
He couldn't even make it into work today. Shannon, we hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Call us if you need us.
That's
here.
what happened when your dog got your mom, man.
That's right.
Dog got your mom. You have to pay the price.
Chris has got the plaza pulled up out there. A lot of people running around out there. They look like they're having a good time. Sunny.
Nobody works, man.
66. Definitely sunnier than it was this time yesterday.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's get into this. This is not going to be Victory Monday. This is going to be the sky is not falling Monday.
Okay.
Let's do that. So,
right.
First impressions, just off the bat. What'd you think, Jesse?
Oh, me.
Oh, Nate, whoever.
No, Jesse, go ahead on, man. Go ahead on.
It was an embarrassment, first and foremost. But this is the Yankee, Laker, North Carolina, Dallas Cowboy effect. And what I mean by that is when you're the Yankees, when you're the Lakers, when you're North Carolina, when you're the Dallas Cowboys, every single week, no matter who the opponent is, no matter what they have or don't have, you're going to get their absolute best. It's something about the mystique of whatever that team is that team is going to try to come in here when they face you and beat you. And we laughed and we joked all week long, led by me, about how this team doesn't have enough.
Right.
Those are professionals over there as well.
Yeah.
We may not feel that they are as professional as, talent-wise as our guys, but at the end of the day, they put the sacrifice in, the time in, the energy in, the work in to go out there and perform. And the Denver Broncos came in here yesterday with the purpose, with the plan, and they executed it to perfection.
They did.
And the Cowboys could never adjust. They could never wake up. They could never figure out a way. And I don't know about you guys, but me, the entire game, I just kept saying to myself, oh, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll flip the switch. And somebody forgot to pay PSE&G. Because
Reliant.
I'm sorry, Reliant. You're right. It's Reliant. That switch didn't come on, and they didn't have the energy, the power to overcome all that was happening in that football game. But I'll say this, and I'll pass it to Nate. Very few teams get a chance to run off all of these games in a row.
Yep.
This team has been really good and playing some really good football for 2 months. So the sky is not falling. But it did expose some things about this football team that they need to clean up. They didn't have a good week of practice last week, and it showed on Sunday.
Yeah. What you think, Nate?
Hey, I did a segment on our show. It's called Newton's Law, and certain things that you have to do to maintain this type of winning streak. And everything I talked about just came right on to this game. And I started teasing the guys over in the show like, man, this going to be a bad day. Because, first of all, we didn't meet force with force. Our coaches tried to, hey, it's fourth and short, whatever, didn't work. And we didn't meet force with force. Their energy was way higher than ours. And by the time you got hit in the mouth 6 or 7 times, even though you quick, even though you fast, you kind of done got slowed down. And I'm sticking to this right here. We along with the middle of our defense, we gave up the edges. And when that right there started happening, we
gave up the middle of the defense and we gave up the edge. We gave up everything. So.
Yeah, I'm serious.
They owned the line of scrimmage.
They owned the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I will put money on this right here. Once you get hit in the mouth so many times, if you're watching the game early, even our young guy, Parsons, who always coming downhill, he was starting to move a little bit slower. Curse, who always coming downhill, he wasn't coming. So they start calling plays for them to start coming downhill and taking, because no matter how good our defense play, it's always predicated on what our offense is doing. We didn't have a lead.
Yep.
We didn't get a lead. And our defense can't be as effective with no lead. We have to either be even or leading for our defense to be very, very effective.
Right.
And it didn't happen yesterday. And when it didn't happen in the first half, I just was telling the guys, I said, y'all know what this day going to be like, right? And then Dak wasn't sharp. We wasn't making plays for Dak. So I started telling them, man, I started laughing because we going to have this bump in the road.
Right.
If our offense don't be our offense. And even though the coaches tried to get them going early in the game, we was 0 for 2 on the fourth downs. I'm like, fellas, it ain't happening. Even with the block, punt, and everybody, this is the Yankees, the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we need to change the rule because the Cowboys didn't know the rule. And I'm finished, and I'm listening to guys who do our shows. Oh, they need to change this rule. Oh, that's unfair. Hey, brother, it's one game.
Yep.
The lights didn't go out in Georgia, man. It's one game. Yep. It's one game. We had this bump in the road. All this is going to tell us now, I believe, Jesse, Kurt, I believe this right here. The good teams going to bounce back. And it may take 2 games, but the good teams going to bounce back.
Yep.
Now, the great teams are going to be in the second round of the playoffs. But the good teams going to bounce back. And it was ugly. But you know what? I got home yesterday and looked at the scores around the league.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Woo!
I felt pretty bad.
I'm like, was this Cyrus the virus out here wiping up on the good teams today?
Yeah.
It's one game, man.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to dig into.
But let me say this
okay.
right quickly. You better fix the middle of our defense.
A lot to dig into there, but first, we got somebody needs our help. We got somebody on the line.
Uh-oh.
Calling in. Need some good vibes, I guess. What's up?
So I am so sick.
Oh.
I'm so sick after that game. I'm sore, my body, my mind. I'm beaten, I'm bruised. I had to stay home from work today.
Oh.
I couldn't make it into the show. I apologize, fellas. But Nate, Jesse, I am mad at you guys.
What did we do?
Y'all let me down. I asked y'all multiple times, is this a trap game? No, this ain't no trap. No.
How many times, Shannon? How many times did I ask all during the show all week, Jess, we ain't giving Coach Fangio.
No. Y'all talked about it's hard for me to even watch this film to find something that's even
that was
I
Jess.
even watch.
I asked you 8 times. Hey man, y'all disrespecting Coach Fangio. Y'all keep.
In order for it to be a trap game, you actually have to be in the football game. Like, you gotta be in the game. Yeah. That's a trap game. Like for you actually to be in the game and something like this wasn't a trap game. This was a whoop that trick game. Like they got whooped from start to finish. An old fashioned pull out the belt, lay you over the lap, and tear that butt up.
Son, I remember my dad told me that, son, I'm going to beat you till I'm tired.
Yeah. This when you got beat for every
Son,
syllable.
I'm going to beat you till I'm tired.
It was that I told you, like that type of beat right there.
I mean, every aspect of the game, offense, defensive line. The quarterback looked terrible. The receivers looked terrible. So I just got I'm not going to be on here long because the wife.
No, take your time, man. Take your time.
No, the wife's sick, and I'm keeping a little man today. That's why I'm at home. So, but I just want to know because I heard Leighton and I heard a couple of the other guys after the game. They all said we needed this. So I'd rather this happen now than later on in the year because I think you're going to find out a lot about.
He couldn't have played for John Madden. He couldn't have played for Jimmy Johnson.
Because
I'd rather have an ugly win.
Yeah.
Then we need to learn something lost. Come on, man. Stop that.
Well,
you didn't meet force with force.
Right. But
Dak, listen to Dak.
Is the positive out of this it's better for this to happen now than later, or is there not a positive in just getting your butt whooped like that?
Is you applying to the moral victory?
You know he's the president of the moral club. You know he's the president of the moral club.
You and your cellmate upstairs, Nick.
This was. Hey, we got one moral victory on the books now, and we got one moral defeat. So we should be good for the rest of the year.
Oh man!
I know one thing. I know one thing. My man technique got to get better. I've never, Lyle has been out a while, and it showed yesterday. His technique has to get much better. When I look at Steele, he had to adjust the plan on the left side because those are great athletes over there. Mm-hmm. But Steele technique was nice, and that comes from doing it over and over and over. My man Lyle got to get his technique right, and he's got to get in some shape.
And I will never debate and argue when it comes to you and offensive linemen. But when you watch Lyle, that is. When you get multiple holding penalties in a game, it only, especially from a player like Lyle's not a backup guy, a third string guy. This is a starter. There was one play his technique was so poor.
Yeah,
he was lunging.
You got to work on it, man.
And that to me, when a good player has poor technique, it goes back to one thing for me, and that's conditioning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When your conditioning is not right, when you're not in a space where you just your energy is not there, you start reverting back to bad habits.
Yeah.
And for him, I watched him several times just for anybody, but especially for big dudes. When you get the top part of your body leaning over,
it's no help.
And you're trying to lean on another guy, and he halfway by you. You don't recover. Only way you recover from that, I got to reach out and grab you, because I'm 330 pounds. I'm going over. I'm going whatever direction his body starts leaning towards. Yeah. So conditioning for Lyle to get himself back right.
We know everybody kind of had their struggles with, Dak had an off day, receivers, whatever. Did it all start with the line then?
Not early. Not early, because even that 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, they had one more guy than we had. Everybody was blocked, and they shot that safety in the perfect gap. He came down and got Zeke in the knees. But the overthrow, wasn't nobody on our quarterback. But I'm just saying, as the game progressed and things got uglier and uglier, and you needed to make that run, especially after that the block punt, and you needed to make that surge right then. If they would have been a little bit more experienced and have been there before, maybe they could have made that surge, but nobody made the play.
And everybody, they were looking around like, man, we're going to make the play. And CD had a chance, and Dak had a chance. And the one you talk about when Zeke got stopped, you'll hear coach all the time, and we've said it here on the show before. They'll go, okay, guys, we got everybody blocked.
Right.
Zeke, that's your man. You got to make him miss. Right? You said it about Emmett. I used to say it back in the day. Like, hey, Emmett got the safety. It is basically meaning you either got to outrun him, you got to break his tackle, juke him, whatever. Right. We got everybody else blocked, because if you make him miss, you hit your head on the goalpost.
Right.
And Simmons came in and made a great play.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna sit here on the phone and just be quiet, because I can tell I ain't getting a word in edgewise, even if I was in the studio.
Well, now
today.
You want to talk.
So ain't no reason for me to sit here.
What else you got to say?
Stay with us, man. Don't do that. Stay with us, bro. Stay with us.
What else you got to say?
I just called in to say, hey, y'all have a good show.
Do not leave the show, man.
I wanted Jesse and Nate to know my feelings are hurt. I got to go take care of little G. But y'all have a great show.
Little Fangio?
No. And you know what? I wouldn't have really had anything to say on the show today anyway, because my eyes saw – I saw what I have nothing to say. There ain't nothing I can say about after that game. So this was a good day.
Hold on, Sean. I hear something in the background.
What is it?
La 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 la. Oh, you going to Mexico?
I'm still in. But I tell you what. This Atlanta game, this is going to be
Atlanta
big,
ain't no joke now.
How they respond to this game, this is going to be a big game. I think this is going to be a defining point of the season. Either you limp into the playoffs,
Nah, they got this, man.
Oh, well, that's what we said this week. I got to go. Y'all have a
No,
good
they
night.
got this,
Y'all
man.
tomorrow.
Stay with us, Shannon.
All right.
No,
Stay
I
with
gotta
us.
go. I got.
Come on, man.
Hang up on him, Chris.
Hey, I
Don't
can't
do that. Oh, come
25 seconds is up. Chris, bang on him.
I can't babysit y'all in a 15-month-old.
Hey, come on, man.
Hang up on him, Chris.
All right, let's go ahead and go to break.
Bye.
We'll get more into this. What the offense did bad. What was wrong with Dak? How about this defense? How are we going to fix this, Rich?
Fix this.
All right, we'll be right back on Hanging with the Boys.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Give the gift to the Cowboys this season with a Dallas Cowboys United membership presented by Globe Life. It's the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Memberships start at just $20 and include an exclusive fan pack and VIP member experiences. 'Tis the season. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United to get yours today. We are back. Jesse Holly, Nate Newton. I'm Kurt, sitting in the big boy chair for Shannon, who's home licking his wounds. Yeah. So let's get into this a little bit more. You talked a little bit in the beginning about didn't match him force to force. Broncos Fangio, he said teams just haven't played the Cowboys the right way. What was he talking about there? He didn't really go into explanation of it, but what are you thinking?
I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not sorry, but I'm cutting you off. Jesse said it repeatedly 2 weeks ago. Can a team get a lead and just continue to run the ball?
Yeah.
That's how you beat the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Can you get a lead and continue to run the ball? Take your we had 20 – this ain't happening again. 20 minutes
we had
possession?
18 minutes.
But I'm just saying, I'm trying to round it off.
Right.
This don't happen to us. And that's why I started laughing. When I was sitting up with the guys, hey, guys, we only had the ball 6 minutes. They done had it for 15.
13 total yards in the third quarter. 13 total yards in the third quarter.
I'm clicking this off. If our offense is not equal or 2 minutes more in time of possession at the end of the game, it's going to be an ugly game. Coach Fangio say, you know what? We can equal what New England did. We just got to make sure. And they weren't turning down no scoring. Field goal, let's kick it. Because we're going to chunk away at them. And that's what they did, just like chopping a tree. They just kept chopping. And unfortunately for us, Dak had a bad day. I haven't seen this in how long?
Been a while. He struggled. So But how much was that, force? Obviously, the Cowboys wanted to come out and assert their authority with those fourth down plays. Backfired on them. The first one I thought was, they were in a field position where field goal would have been lengthy. The second one, though, that was kind of more of a chip shot field goal. Did they overthink themselves? Did they try to do too much?
No, I just think this is what they've been doing all year, right? They have been going for it on fourth down all year long. And as a coaching staff, you kind of have to understand the vibe of your team. There was no energy. So you try to create energy. What do you call it? Yeah. Mojo moments.
You're trying to create one.
You're trying to create these mojo moments in hopes that will spark. You'll get the crowd behind you. Guys will be like, whatever it may be. And then at every time they were trying to find a mojo moment, the mojo got knocked out of them, whether it be by Denver or be by their own mistakes. So I just think the coaching staff was just trying to find a way, hey, it's like the car's just like it won't turn over, and they were just trying to start the engine to get that powerful offense going, and it just didn't work. It's just one of those days where no matter what you did, under the hood something was off, and you could never get it going to get that that high octane offense out there on the road. I mean, out there on the field. So. I don't blame Coach for going for it at any point in time in that game on fourth down, because he knew that we got to get something. And conversely, I know there's a lot of people, and maybe I'm jumping the gun, but there was a lot of talk back and forth about, Dak still being in there in the fourth quarter when you were down as much as you were down. Yeah. I totally understood it. I totally got it. First of all, you ain't done enough to even come out the game. But second of all, you needed
rhythm.
Coach Williams, when we play basketball, would always say, never leave the court on a missed shot. So he was always the last one to walk off. So as guys are going off on the court to go back in the locker room, if it's a jump shot, whatever, he'll say, get it, lay it up. The last thing I want you to see is the ball going through the net. I don't want you to see the ball brick off or whatever it was. So he would stand there, and whether it was the All-American or whether it was the All-American towel waiver, if you took a shot before you left the court, it had to go in. And I think for Dak at one point in time, the 16 points, that don't even count to me. Yeah. All that garbage time doesn't count to me. At one point in time, Dak was in this game. He had only 5 total completions.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
First half was just awful.
Yes, sir.
And then it came to a point where he had he ended with, what did he end with?
5 for 14 the first.
So 19 completions. Yeah. So there was a point in time where he only had 12 completions. Yeah. I don't even count those last 2 drives. So for him, it's just, no, leave him out there. Let him find some rhythm. Let him see the ball go through the net so that we can take that into next week. We already conceded that we lost. We knew that we were going to lose. Yeah. But now let's try to find some rhythm, because he didn't have it that game. The throws were all over the field. And I don't know if it was injury or rust or whatever it may be. It had a lot to do with Denver. I'm going to give Denver a ton of credit. And I'm not going to so much so apply it to rust, because we seen Dak miss 2 months.
Yeah.
Of football and came out and went toe-to-toe with the Super Bowl defending champions and one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback of all time. So 2 weeks in 2 months, even in the 2 months that he missed,
and he lived up to it.
He wasn't even throwing because it was a shoulder. This he could still kind of throw some in the sense of just the arm motion. So I'm not even giving it to rust. I'm giving it to that he just didn't have it, and Denver made it very difficult for him to find it on that football game on Sunday.
Is there something because we all just assumed, like you said, that he did it coming out of training camp, he'd do it after this time. But with everybody now being into the season, the flow of the game is faster paced. Everybody was kind of starting fresh against Tampa in a certain way. Was he behind the rest of the group in some way? Was he a little rusty, for lack of a better term?
You know what, Jess? I tell people, man, is it harder to lose or harder to win? You have to ask yourself that. Because winning,
it's harder to win.
It takes so much out of you.
It's hard to win.
And I look at last week's game where everybody, I came in here, but everybody was like, Cooper Rush, and I'm like, way to go, CeeDee Lamb. Way to go, Zeke. Yeah. Way to go, Amari. Oh, super job, Amari. You hearing me saying, you know what? Cooper Rush used the benefit of guys making plays for you. I ain't backed up off of that. Well, guess what? That took a lot. And your defense took a lot because you know what? I don't attribute this game so much to Melvin as I do to the running back from last week.
Dalvin Cook.
He was hitting up in there, and they was bringing it. You know what? And they had to do it again this week because number 33, Melvin was the one. That number 33.
You were talking about him last week.
Bruh,
I told you guys.
I did not know, Jess.
I told you guys.
He hit up in there and was bringing some bruises.
He's a tough dude to tackle. And for some reason, and maybe they saw something on film, I saw a lot of the Cowboys, like, instead of tackling, trying to rip the ball out. and not only, like, you only see that because when someone says, hey, guy, look on film, they're carrying the ball loose or whatever it may be. But I'm like, in college, Javonte Williams was known for having the most broken tackles in all of NCAA.
Right.
In the league, he was number 2 in the league heading into our game with the most broken tackles in all of the NFL. That is who he is. So I don't know what was the reason that everybody was trying to strip the ball away from these backs. He ain't going to fumble it. Your focus should have been trying to bring down this really hard running back, and he showed that you got to bring your lunch pail in your hard head every single snap in order to bring him down. The 17 carries for 111 yards, 6.5 a carry. 190 yards total and 41 carries for that backfield. They brought the authority.
Yeah, and they did it with 3 of their starting linemen out, right?
Absolutely,
man.
I'm tell you something, man. Lael, man. I mean, wow.
Is that fixable? Is that just conditioning?
Yeah. But he gonna have to concentrate. And then CeeDee Lamb, if you got the ball up here and you've caught the ball and the guy all over your body, why would you bring it into play?
Right.
See, stuff like that, Lamb, I don't think Lamb would have did that last week. They was just off, man. I'm going to credit this to, thank you, Minnesota. This is what you get. This was a cumulative beating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when these guys came out, because they heard Jesse, Nate, and every player and everybody saying, hey, man, we look at the film, man. It's hard to look at it.
Yeah.
Coach Fangio said, man, nobody respects us. Nobody respects us.
Have you guys been in games where you just –
Where we shocked the world?
Well,
yeah, I've been in
No,
them.
the other way, where you're like, man, we just can't find it. We're just out of sync. How do we fix this?
You think you found it.
Yeah.
All week long, they're like, yeah, we ready, man. We ain't even going on the field as much because we're going to study film and make sure we break down these guys. And we got this. I'm telling you, you got it until about the middle of the second quarter when they keep hitting you in the mouth. And all of a sudden, you who's supreme confident say, okay, now, what do I do to counter this? And nothing you do works.
Yeah, I mean, have you been in games like that where you're just like, we can't flip the switch? How do we?
Yeah, I'm positive I have.
Yeah.
I mean, because it happens. It happens to a lot of teams. And there's something else that happened, in this game when you talk about, how offense complements defense and vice versa. We call Trayvon Diggs all-world, right? He has 7 interceptions, but I go back to a statement that Brandon Marshall made, and it was that no one's afraid of Trayvon Diggs. Let's just be very, very clear on that. Like Trayvon, we tried to, and that's why I didn't like the comparisons early on. Like, Deion Sanders, that was
Stop.
Like I didn't like that. Not because I don't think Trayvon is a good player, but like people feared Deion Sanders. Yeah. People feared Revis Island. I played against and trained with Darrelle Revis.
Right.
I understand why people didn't throw his way.
Yeah.
They don't feel that same way about Diggs. But I do think what has given Trayvon his ability to do what he does when the two complement each other is the Cowboys offensively have been able to get up on people.
Yeah.
And it has left you opportunities because of the offense has been so potent and so powerful. They're up 10, 12, 14 points. Now the opposing team's offense has nothing to do but throw the football, and now you can start cheating, you can start jumping routes, or you can start seeing the pass combinations coming, and that you'll be more opportunistic. Mm-hmm. But watch the football game. Like, people are coming at him Tim Patrick, Sutton, like all those guys were doing.
Nobody's staying away.
No one's quarterbacks aren't staying away from him. They're double moving him. And the reason why they're double moving him, because guess what? They watch film too. They see that he's an eye in the backfield kind of guy. They see that he's a guy who, whether you want to believe it or not, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. The bad part of him about him having 7 interceptions is that he went number 8.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. And so now he's kind of in that mode where I had a ton of success early on by jumping these routes. It reminds me of players like Jack Rabbit and Marcus Peters and guys like that who, when they get you, boy, they get you. But when you get them,
boy, you get
like when you get them, like when you get Jack Rabbit, when you get Marcus Peters, when you get
it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. It ain't he got me. It's a 10-yard gain. We can live with that. No, when you get them jokers, you hit them in the head. Just like when they get you, it's a big play on the backside, and that's the Jekyll and Hyde when you talk about a player like Trayvon Diggs, is that when he gets it, but when they get him,
See, and that's why I kind of felt bad 3-4 weeks ago when I say Jess, he done got it. This is his 5th pick. I say, when is the double move coming? You remember I kept, y'all, but I'm nervous because the double move usually means touchdown. Well, yesterday the double move meant touchdown.
Right.
And so this is where he has to grow. Mm-hmm. And this is where he has to understand, okay, when we're not, it's the situation of football that we've been talking about. We don't have a lead. We gotta keep close, so I can't make that mistake. He'll learn it. He'll learn like, okay, I can't make that mistake. I gotta play over the top of this guy. I gotta play this guy. I can't look into the backfield through this guy into the backfield, because if he do get outside of me and on top of me, it ain't a back shoulder fade where I'm gonna have a chance to come back and make a play. It's going over the top, and that's where this kid got him at a couple times. But he'll learn. I'm telling you. To a man, they say we ain't burning the film. Well, Coach already told you they ain't burning the film. Be your behind in here on time, because we finna talk about this.
All right, let's take a second break here. We get back. I do have a couple more questions to you about this defense, and we'll dig into that a little bit more. But we will be right back on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Registration for holiday youth camps is now open. Don't miss the Dallas Cowboys Football Academy and Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Dance Academy camps on December 21st at the Star in Frisco and December 22nd at AT&T Stadium. Space is limited, so register today at dallascowboys.com/academy. So, a couple of questions here. McCarthy said that, I thought this was kind of I don't know, a stretch maybe, but I wanted to get your ideas. He said that something to the effect of maybe about all that talk about reducing penalties took away some of their aggressiveness. Do you think that's any truth to that?
No.
Yeah, it seemed like a stretch to me. I didn't think that would really.
No. The post-game comment that stood out to me the most was from CeeDee Lamb. And he talked about it. And he said, we didn't have a good week of practice.
Yeah.
We didn't have, and there were kind of rumblings that they didn't have a good week of practice the last week.
Is it the eating the cheese syndrome?
It could be a little bit of that, but I think that had a huge effect on this football game.
Yeah.
And you could say whatever you want about practice, and you could do your whole AI situation. We're talking about practice. It's not a game, but that stuff in football, a lot of that stuff carries over. See, it's different from basketball because basketball, everybody could be going bad, and then you can get hot. And we just give you the ball every time down the floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we all could be back and be like, man, Kurt was 2 for 14, and Holly was 1 for 16. But boy, Nate went for double nickel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nate went for double nickel,
Right.
and we got out of there with a dub. In football, it ain't that way.
Yeah.
It ain't that way. You know, it's 11 individual battles that have to happen in a team concept. And when you have multiple guys not on the same page, you don't have success.
Yeah.
You can have 11 guys doing the right thing, right? And then throw it to Amari Cooper and the one guy do it wrong and drop it. Guess what? You negated the other. If you got 10 guys doing the right thing and the one guy, and it's negated. You can have everybody doing the right thing, and then it's a Lyle Holden. Right. So that's the one thing about football. You know, even on the we said earlier on the Zeke stop on 4th down. 10 guys blocked it right.
Yeah.
Everything went right. I needed Zeke to make that guy miss, outrun him, do something, and he didn't.
Is part of that because Dak was maybe limited in practice? He wasn't out there as much to get the guys in sync, either both from a mental standpoint and just physically being out there throwing balls?
Yeah. They didn't meet force with force, man. Our eyes didn't lie to us. Denver was, to that point, we thought was a middle-of-the-road team.
Mm-hmm.
They left here still a middle-of-the-road team.
Yeah.
But they came in with a purpose. And I'm not saying our purpose wasn't there, but we didn't meet it, man. We weren't coming downhill making enough plays. We normally can overcome. That's what I was saying. We talked about it last week. Penalties, man, we got a bunch of penalties. We get penalties at the wrong, but you had so much talent and things are rolling your way to you as you overcame them. But yesterday it just didn't happen. And, I don't know how Jesse feel, but you just got to chalk this one up to a bad day. This is a bad day.
The lack of force, you think this is just a one and done? And
because they have never played that way before. Have you?
Not this year.
Yeah, I haven't seen them play that way.
Not this year. And I'm with Nate. I chalk this one up to a bad deal.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing. I'll be listening and looking for what they do in practice this week.
Yeah.
And early in the football game against Atlanta next week.
Yeah.
Like that, you can't have no carryover. Dak can't come out missing throws, and guys can't come out missing. Matt Ryan threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns last week. Cordell Patterson, who runs the ball from the backfield, they got some playmakers. I don't know if Calvin Ridley's going to play or not. I know he's out right now with mental health, but that Kyle Pitts kid. He's coming to town too.
Yeah.
He can play.
So I mean, you're gonna have some things to deal with Atlanta,
right?
And it's easy for us to sit here and we could say, oh, this team is not that good, but they got to go out there and play.
Yeah.
You got to go out there because people. This season is still alive for every team, just about. When you look at it, there's still opportunities, especially that you added the 7th team into the playoff mix. So teams are still looking at like, you know what? We ain't dead. Atlanta's saying we ain't dead.
They are 4-4. You see, that
5-4 now.
Yeah, 5-4, but that's life.
Yeah.
That's life. I mean, because you have that extra game that gives you life.
Well, that was one of the things, after the game yesterday, it was like, oh, man, look at all, this mistake. How are they going to fix this? And then you look, Falcons win at New Orleans. The Browns going and kill the Bengals on their home field. Last night the Titans crushed the Rams. Like Jaguars beat the Bills. I mean, I guess this is the NFL. It's just
the only
happen.
people that got disappointed yesterday because they thought they was rolling was Minnesota. Minnesota got crushed in the end. And even the Browns found their way back. And y'all, I'm letting y'all know it ain't cause of Baker. It's cause of Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
All right. Don't think it's cause of Baker. Don't fool.
But
yourself.
I chalk this one up to just being one of those situations where they had a bad day. Cowboys had a bad day. And what's going to be key? This is going to be critical. I need to see the leadership. I don't give a damn who it comes from.
Yeah.
Dak,
Yeah.
Zeke,
Yeah.
Micah,
Yeah.
J-Ron Curse. I don't care where it comes from. But there needs to be a level of leadership this week. And you don't have to overdo it, but there needs to be a level of focus. And I need to see that those guys have saying, you know what, guys, all right, we dropped that one.
Right.
But let's get back to what we were doing.
You can't let this snowball on
You can't, because it will.
Yeah.
It will if you allow it to. And, I like to believe that the 2019 or 2020, whatever that, those Cowboy teams, that those teams are dead.
Yeah.
So this team, which, eventually you lose.
Right.
That this one is one we just chalk it up. We say, okay, guys. I said burn the damn film. I don't even burn it.
You don't even watch it?
And let's get ready for Atlanta.
Yeah, because if you don't take care of business at home against Atlanta, you got maybe the toughest part of your schedule coming up with at KC, turn around at home against Vegas, and then
KC
at
got
the
a
Saints.
gift.
So
KC got a gift last night.
Well, we thought we had a gift.
Yeah,
with
we did
Von
too.
Miller being gone probably didn't help them.
And Bradley Chubb, IR. So, but I'm telling you, I don't have to. It didn't get his game didn't start out right, and I'm talking about right tackle who I have praised and praised and praised, Lyle Collins.
Yeah.
Even second quarter, he was struggling.
But let's stay consistent.
Yeah.
Let's stay consistent to what we said last week.
I am.
And last week we said you got to give both of those guys about a week or so.
Yeah.
We did say that. We said we
my consistency was this. You was not injured.
Right.
Yeah,
Only
you
thing
should've
was
been in
wrong with
shape.
you was you were suspended. So what stopped? You could always run. You could always jog.
Yeah.
You could and I understand the game is different.
we
But you can't be in the first quarter.
We talking about big boys.
Yeah, but you can't.
We talking about.
I don't care.
I don't want to
You
fat
can't-
shame. I don't want anybody in my. We talking about the big boys.
Nah,
though.
bro. No.
Lyle-
Not in the first quarter.
Lyle
Not in the first
has
quarter, Greg.
never been a guy that has been committed to his conditioning. Now you can sit there and say, well, he's a professional, yada 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 yada, but those fat dudes when they on suspension, they ain't coming in and doing no extra work.
He should have been ready, bro.
Yeah.
Especially when the coach did not give you your job back in the first week. See, now one thing about me, I was a fat guy too, and ain't nobody like French fries better than I did. But when my job was threatened, it was never no conditioning problem.
Maybe he didn't feel like his job was threatened.
Yeah,
threatened.
that could be.
It's threatened.
Is it still threatened? I mean, if Tyron's able to.
Because I'm telling you, Jesse said he saw it every now and then. I turned on the film, and the first thing I saw was by the time they called holding on him, it could have been 12 more before that. Yeah.
He was on the sideline with the oxygen tank on.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if it's signs of
it's conditioning.
COVID or something or whatever, but brother, it was not right.
It was conditioning.
Not right.
It was conditioning. And I think, like, when you're talking about a guy who has a skill set like that,
yes,
who's not coming back from injury, and their technique is bad, that's because Big Boy was tired. Mm-hmm. And when those big boys get tired like that, and you got to play, even though they ain't played many snaps, but that defense was revved up.
Yeah.
They was like, man,
and they hadn't played. They ain't played but 20 minutes.
Shouldn't have been tired, right?
Yeah, their defense didn't play but 20 minutes.
Man.
I'm just saying, and I'm a liar. Come on now, y'all know I've been sitting there, man, and still over there struggling too, but it's technique. He's like it's like on my technique.
You kind of knew he might struggle a little bit though, because he was playing left tackle.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I'm defending him last week, Jess, but I can't defend you been off. Not by injury. It's a difference. Like D-Law, I'm going to give some love because he broke his foot. He was by injury. So his conditioning may take some ramping up, but not in the first quarter when you ain't played with 2 plays.
All right. Let's get out of here. Hopefully we're convinced the sky's
You did a
not
great
falling.
job today, man.
We got a special guest tomorrow. Don't forget that. Can
That's
we announce
right.
that?
We're supposed to have, it's one of 2 people, he said. I'm not sure which.
Who, Shannon?
Yeah, it was.
He's a special
He said
guest.
Anthony Brown on the text last night.
Did he? I missed that then. It's okay. So, yeah, we're supposed to have Anthony Brown tomorrow. Hopefully he'll have put this behind him and be willing to talk to us a little bit.
Anthony, it wasn't Anthony's fault. Believe me, it was a team thing here.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a team
All
thing.
right, good. Thank you very much, Jesse. Thank you, Nate.
Wow, man. Lyle.
Thank
Come
you,
on,
Shannon,
Lyle.
for
Come on,
calling
baby.
in. Hope you're feeling better and over your pain. Thank you, Chris, for keeping us going. Aaron, I know you're back there doing something. Thank you. Will?
Aaron Rodgers.
Appreciate you up there.
The Cowboys was immunized. What do they call it?
Cowboys are immunized. All right.
Immunized.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. We are hanging with the
Gross,
boys.
we still love you.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!